Hello guys, Jeffrey speaking here. So today I'm going to do a review of the camera on the ASUS Transformer Pad Infinity, or also known as TF700T. Before I jump right into the review, I would like to talk a little bit about the specifications of the camera on this tablet. So for you guys' information, it is equipped with 8 megapixel backlit CMOS sensor with the aperture of f2.2. So what does it mean by aperture? Aperture means the openings of the lens. So when you have a big aperture, means that you have a big openings for the lens and it have a smaller f value. So the advantages of having big aperture is that you will allowing a lot of light going into the sensor, so it will perform better in low light condition, as well as allow you to have that shallow depth of field. Besides that, it has 5-element lens, and beside of the camera you will have LED flash, and beside of the LED flash you will have a built-in microphone for the video purposes. So for the review part, basically I will divide it into 3 parts. The first part will be the software, which is preloaded into this tablet, and the second part are some video samples of this tablet, and last but not least are photo samples of this tablet. Firstly, I would like to talk about the software which is preloaded inside this tablet. If we compare it to its predecessor, the ASUS Transformer Prime, the user interface of this tablet is more or less the same. So basically it has 3 modes. The first one is the photo mode, the second one is the movie mode, and last but not least is the panorama mode. So let me start with the photo mode. At the top right hand side is the last photo that you have taken, and at the middle here you will have a virtual shutter button. Here is the zoom slider, and at the top here when you tap it, it will switch to your rear or front camera, and here is the setting button. So for the setting button, you can have, or you can adjust the flash mode, the white balance, exposure, scene mode, and another setting button which you can adjust the aspect ratio 4:3 or 16:9, and as for the picture size, you can have as high as 8 megapixels, focus mode, ISO, anti-flickering, shutter sound, and etc. So next I'd like to talk about the movie mode. For the movie mode, basically at the top right hand side is the last video or photos that you have taken, and you also have a zoom slider, and at the middle here is the recording button. Here is the button for you to tap and you want to switch to rear or front camera, and here is the setting button. So for the setting button, you can adjust the touch mode, white balance, the effects, time-lapse interval, and the video quality. So for this tablet you can record as high as 1080p videos, which is pretty cool. So last but not least, of course, is the panorama mode. For the panorama mode, you don't have any settings that you can adjust, but I'll show you guys a sample photo which I've taken using this panorama mode. Now I'd like to show you guys 2 video samples. The first one is in daytime and the second one is in nighttime. As you can see now, I'm recording in daytime and I'm using all the built-in camera as well as the microphone, and the settings are 720p with auto white balance. So now let me pan around this camera and let you guys see how this camera performs. So that's all for the daytime. So guys, now I'm shooting this just outside my house, and you guys can decide by yourself whether this camera is performing well in low light condition. Finally, I would like to show you guys some photo samples taken using the rear camera of ASUS Transformer Pad Infinity. And as you can see in front of you now, this is the first photo, and one thing that I love about this camera is that it has a selective focus point, which is denoted by red square. And for this photo, the focus point is located at the head of Iron Man, and the subjects behind Iron Man are gradually out of focus, or what we so call as creamy background. In some scenarios, the photographers love this kind of effect, but in order to have this effect, you have to have a big aperture lens like this, f2.2. Next is a second photo sample. As you can see, the second photo sample has the same photo angle with the first one, and the only difference between them is the selective focus point. The focus point for this photo is located at the head of hawk eyes. And for you guys' information, the settings used to take both of these pictures or photos are exactly the same, which is auto white balance, zero exposure, and last but not least, 4:3 ratio. So now I'd like to show you guys a sample photo taken using the panorama mode. So that's all for the review today, guys, and for you guys out there who have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please make sure to slap that subscribe button above, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao!